Welcome back to the Lost Beat 6 show. We have a great show for you today. We're glad you're here with us. This week's episode features Mr. Nick Mariotti of the psychedelic slow burners Paloma, which also features our good friend and label mate Kentucky Clausen, the Denim Emperor himself. And so we'll get to that very shortly. But we want to let you know that Beefin' Around the World by the Psychedelic Space Beef Band is scheduled to release June 4th, 2021. This is a long time coming, I'm not going to lie. We're really happy about it. And we want to make sure that you guys know about it. Obviously, that's what the podcast is about. But to make sure that you guys pre-save and do all that stuff that you're supposed to do. You pre-save it, and so it triggers the algorithm to say, hey, new song, who's this? Or new album, rather. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too long. We'll be doing more Planet stuff in the near future. We'll wrap that arc up, and we're looking forward to doing that. But anyway, please check out lostbeat6.com for all those updates on Psychedelic Space Beef Band and this show, and check out Lost Bites, our food Instagram. And anyway, Paloma has a new single out called Lips, and it came out this past Friday, and we got to sit down and chat with Nick and Kentucky from the group, and just shoot the shit. There's links in the show notes too to check out all the stuff Paloma's doing. So, and I hope you enjoy the conversation. I mean, this is the classic. If you didn't know this already, this is the classic original Lost Beat 6 style. While we're in a kitchen table somewhere, while things are going on outside.
Are the wrists twitching?
All right.
Just let me know when you want to break into like this solar reusable energy, quantum physics section.
I mean, we're doing just fine.
You ever smoke elk meat?
Yeah. Let me know. Let me know when you want me to sound very smart.
Okay.
And we're starting.
No, we've already been going.
Stay on topic here.
Similar to the quantum realm, this has been happening.
Okay, let's you do his intro.
I do intros
later, bro.
I do it later.
Oh,
I do those intros later.
All right, then what the fuck do we want to talk about?
I usually say, hey, what's up? And then you're like, good. It's all good.
That gives me a lot to bounce off of, actually, Steve, so thank you.
Sure.
Let me just take it right there
What's up?
for you. What's up, Steve?
It's good to have you on the show. Oh, yes.
I don't know if I ever personally want to hear my voice speaking, because I already have so much self-hatred for myself.
Good thing you don't have
that
I will self-hate for both of us.
Well, don't hate yourself. Just hate me.
Okay, fine.
It's too much work to hate yourself.
Whatever floats your boat. But
that would float my boat just fine.
How are things going?
Things are going pretty good. It's been a busy day.
I heard you were working out.
I worked out today.
And you did not bathe.
I didn't bathe after working out because I had things to do after working out, and then I had this podcast to go to, and I would just not miss. I wouldn't miss this. I wouldn't.
I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I think it's rather. I appreciate that sense of urgency that you have for this program and for this show. And
well, I appreciate your appreciation for my sense of urgency for the program and for the show, and thank you for having me on it.
You bet.
At the same time, just so we get that clear.
Yeah, for sure. Kentucky, you're also here. What's up?
Kentucky's here. He's raising his hand.
She. The Denim Emperor himself, Lost Beat 6 alum, all that good shit.
What's up? She. How sultry does my voice sound?
It's pretty good.
Pretty sultry?
It's pretty darn good.
I'm trying to give it like a Scarlett Johansson thing, but like if she was a guy.
Yeah. You just gotta talk about how we'll probably get into the Paris stuff too, because that's kind of related to what you're doing. But I think Scarlett Johansson lives in Paris.
That makes a lot of sense, and she's marrying Colin Jost from SNL.
Wait, seriously?
A very punchable face.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought. Okay.
These are facts.
Jamie, look it up.
Yes, I can confirm.
Oh yeah, you see it? You got a video for us? You got a video? You got a video? Oh, he's got a video. But Jamie, what are you doing? Apes.
Elk meat.
Apes. Imagine if there was as many apes as humans on the planet.
Imagine if you just took the vaccine and shut the fuck up. Anyway, so anyway, I do appreciate you coming on this program here, and
Thanks, Steve.
yeah, and we are here in a celebration of you and your group Paloma.
It's like like our group.
Is it like you're solidifying a group with this? It's not like a Tame Impala, Newshamuk Hotel,
I've never heard of
Fleet Foxes.
Tame Impala, but you'll have to show me them sometime.
The idea that you have a guy.
We like to go by Nick Spaghetti and the Palomas.
Nick Spaghetti and the Meatballs.
Name change.
Yeah, we're still up for new band names. So yeah, it's a
I mean,
group.
as a name change, that's pretty brave.
Yeah, we're all about that.
Very brave.
It's the age of being brave and owning it and being proud of it, and we want to jump on that train and reap any of the benefits that might come our way from doing so.
That's fantastic.
That is the that is the go-to. We're not a political band though, but yes, to answer your question, it's a group. It started mainly as a writer-producer solo type thing and has evolved over the years. For the last 2 years now that we've been doing this, to be more of like a group effort sort of thing of bringing the project to the forefront and to fruition, as one would say.
Nice. And how did you get to where you are now? Like for example, you can paraphrase all you want.
I drove here. Sorry, Steve.
No, that's good. I like that. I can dig that.
Sorry, Steve.
No, it's okay. So, what are your influences?
Steve's good at verbal jousting. That's why I
Totally.
like him. That's why I like him. That's why I'm here.
But no, you're from you hail from Simi originally.
I was born at the Simi Valley Hospital in 1991, September 17th.
It's a great time to be in Simi Valley.
September. I'm not done, Steve. September 17th at 5 a.m. I think we haven't confirmed it yet. We haven't confirmed it.
September 16th.
17th.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to be thorough. It's a podcast.
No, roughly around 5 o'clock, circa
5
a.m.
Anywhere from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. My mom can't really remember. It was that special to her that she doesn't remember. So, I love you, Mom. I love you.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
This Sunday.
It would have been if we're coming up. We're doing this on Wednesday.
These are pre-recorded for the audience at home.
Yes.
A little
So-
insider access behind.
I hope everybody
behind
had a
the
nice
scenes.
Mother's. By the time you hear this, I hope you have a nice Mother's Day.
It's crazy how this industry works. Just you're hearing this now, but
I hope
we're doing it at such a different
I
time.
hope you gave Hallmark all the money they needed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope that answers your question.
It does.
So yeah, I'm from
Yeah.
Simi.
Okay.
I'm from Simi. I live in Camarillo at this moment, but I'm going to be moving to Ventura where we currently are now. And I really like Ventura. I always have. I always have.
Yeah, I live in Camarillo too, born and raised, and I always
In
say,
Camarillo? You were born in Camarillo? Mm-hmm. At the Camarillo Hospital? Is that what they call it there?
Well, they called it Pleasant Valley at the time.
Yeah, what time?
6 in the morning,
What day? Year?
January 1st, 92.
92.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Rose Bowl. First natural born in the hospital. I did not get
While
free-
the Rose Bowl was going on?
No, the Rose Bowl was going on like later in the afternoon.
This is going smashing.
Oh, it's fantastic. The no, it's January 1st, 92, New Year's Day.
Okay.
And it was 6 in the morning, and it was the first. I was told it was the first natural birth of the year. And
So no
there's
epidural?
There's a qualification because some chick got a cesarean before my mom did, so she got the free diapers.
Oh, God. And the potential chronic allergies.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that, but yeah, exactly. So
My mom had a
anyway,
C-section.
The point. Okay. The
I have chronic allergies.
okay. My point in all that was, oh yeah,
You're from Camarillo.
The point is, I'm from Camarillo, and I am totally down with saying that Lost Beat 6 is a Ventura-based company, even though it's located in Camarillo. So,
Camarillo is basically Ventura.
I prefer to say if I'm like from somewhere, it's nothing against Camarillo, but it's almost everything against Camarillo.
It's everything against Camarillo. And I'm behind that. Like, I like Camarillo, but every time I go to get groceries, it's just really crowded. And
that goes with any saying. I'm sure
it's a small.
Where in Camarillo do you live? Let's narrow down the audience.
Do you want the exact address or
no? Just neighborhood.
Yeah, I live off of Carmen in Camarillo. Shout out Carmen, she's on the block.
Hold up.
What's up?
Wait, you live off Carmen?
Yeah, it's like right across the freeway from the outlets.
I know where it is because
there's like the only 7-Eleven in Camarillo is right by there, and that's where I go.
We're finding out
to get my yerba mate, and they just ran out of the mint.
I'm going a very long way to say that you could have done this at my house because we are practically neighbors.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
I felt that. I kind of already knew that.
Yeah.
They came to my house.
Well, there's wine here.
Because I don't leave.
There's wine at my house too.
Kentucky doesn't leave.
We have to have.
It's real funny, actually.
I tell you what, we'll do. We could do the clothing optional beach bonfire, barbecue, ganja bonfire at my house. But anyway, yeah. I didn't know that we were neighbors. But
we're a lot closer than ever now, Steve.
Now you're moving away. Why are you moving away?
Geographically and emotionally. I mean,
You really want to leave me?
The thing is, Steve.
I saw where that voice was going, and I wanted to be producer over here and be like, don't fucking go there.
You only just got here.
What are you living? What are you rent? Who are you renting from? What's going on?
I rent from my parents, and I basically help them for rent.
Okay, well that's cool. I rent.
It's very brave of me to say this. It's 2021.
We're all
I need
about
to let people know that it's totally okay for someone nearing the age of 30 to live with their parents.
Renters positivity.
Yeah, parents, need help too. He's helping. He's helping them out. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm renting from people, and these people that I'm renting from are great people, and that's why I'm leaving.
Right on.
Yeah.
Hey man, do you want to talk about the record?
I don't necessarily fit into that scenario.
Which one?
No, I'm still on my living situation.
Oh, well, you're paying rent and I'm not?
A lot.
Because I live at home?
No, you're paying rent. You said you were.
No, I said I help them out for rent.
Oh.
Like, I'm a team player. Like, I'm not like I'm like a whiny little asshole at home. I try not to be anyway.
Steve cleans his room.
Cleans his room.
I clean the bathrooms.
Takes out the trash.
Kind of.
Do you mow the lawn ever?
Kind of.
How do you kind of mow the lawn? Can you run me through that?
Well, like sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, and sometimes I
Get
do,
it?
and
Got
sometimes
it.
I don't. So
I
right now I'm sort of building a garden.
Nice.
I just built a garden bed this
Sort
weekend.
of.
I just built a garden. Well, I helped build. More or less, I carried a lot of heavy things and put it in my car and dedicated an entire day to doing it. And it was great. It was lovely. It was really great.
It's good.
So I can relate to the thing. How'd you build yours? What'd you do?
Well, we have an embankment on the backyard, and we just had to build some retaining walls and then mulch out the sand and put some gopher fences down. It's nice.
I like it. Are you using compost for your soil? Are you going to dilute that compost overnight? You want to get your compost in like a big bucket and then fill that bucket with water.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, God. No worm castings.
Yeah. It's all right.
So, May 7th.
There is a record that has been going on for a long time now, this record. The band released a record similar to this record. They're both records, but that was the first record, which is different from the second one, which is this one, which is gonna come out. But the first one already came out, and that was in 2017. And then now
That was Luna? Okay.
Luna.
I got it right.
Dude,
Did my research on the way over here,
fucking
man.
Steve. And we released a single called Touch and did that whole thing, and then waited a few years, wrote and recorded, had like a million different renditions of how these songs could be made, and just overthought the shit out of all of it as much as possible.
That's all good records are made.
And then we were ready to put it out like over a year from like prior to now, but then we were hit with the pandemic, and then decided to not put any music out.
Was that in a zagging emotion when everybody was trying to put stuff out while everybody was sitting at home, or was that just more of a timing promotional thing?
You know, sometimes on a feed you'll see like, hey, look at my luscious whatever the fuck, something very superficial, or hey, look at me and my new project, and then the next post after that would be like, well, I've got some terrible news, my fucking somebody just died. To me, it didn't really seem right to do like a hey, look at me sort of thing during the time where like everyone has all this terrible news and the whole world is like questioning the ability to like get out of this quote unquote terrible thing that happened, whether or not it was politicized or it's, you know, what it was. It just didn't seem like the time to do something like that, I guess. Though a lot of people were like, no, we need music still, put it out. But still, like, I don't know. I think for very, very famous and like world-known artists, like that was a thing that was like more feasible. But for someone that's actually going to try and grow with a release, which you actually need to be sort of hungry with it, it wasn't the right time for me to put energy into that. Like, you know, I kind of just made a million demos during the last year to where we're going to like put out a full-length record after this EP.
Right.
So that's kind of how it was like, you know, the silver lining of it all.
Okay.
I'm in podcast mode now.
No, it's good.
Can't tell.
You know, we actually have a guy in the Lost Species crew named, we dub him Terry Gross, and he's usually the one that does the band on like actual like quasi serious interviews. But that's usually within Lost Beat 6's own like circle of artists, because like they could talk to me, but I'm already privy to the information talking about it. So the idea of even talking about the record is like redundant, and also too inside jokey.
Yeah.
So
you guys will get it.
Yeah, like it's funny for us, but it's not funny for anybody else. So anyway, it's fun to have him. He has two monikers. He's a Terry Gross, spelled TheIerryrygros.
That's exotic.
Yeah.
I like him already.
When he gets in the zone, he becomes ultimate adversary.
The auto zone.
Yeah. He begins to undermine the entire podcast. Anyway, the point. That's great news, though. So you said that you were.
So yeah, we took a break.
Okay.
The music that we have now, that the single, is called Lips. It's going to come out this Friday, May 7th, 2021.
Now, what can you lend some insight about the song, like what lips you might be talking about?
The ones on the face.
That's kind of disappointing.
Ha, no.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Kentucky's playing with fucking Ninja Turtle action figures. I answered your question.
You did, no.
To the best of my ability.
Totally.
Don't worry about me. Doing business over here.
Yeah, it's an older song. Like, this song was made like directly after we released the first EP, like is when it was like written. So whatever was happening in my life during that time, like 2017, 2018, that's where this song is emotionally kept inside
Totally.
the compartmentalized mind of mine. It's like a little boat.
So, what was your emotional state in 2017 and 2018?
Oh man, do you really want to know?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, since we're laughing, it might be funny. It might be tragic.
It is tragic.
Lay it on me.
It's almost as tragic as a Monday morning.
I love Monday mornings.
Yeah, I'm okay with them too, actually. I don't know why I said that.
It's okay. It's a clean slate.
Yeah. Not even to me, though, because every moment is a clean slate, Steve. Every moment.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Every
but
second.
The only time I take the effort to kind of embrace that is Monday morning.
It's Monday. So you're listening to the schedule. You're letting it tell you to reset your week. You're abiding by.
It allows me to reprioritize. For example, like last Monday, I'm like, oh, I better call Nick and try to schedule something.
I love you,
And
Steve.
this week, and this week, I go, let's make sure we do it right. And I got to make sure I have it done, ready to go. All the podcasts, they come out on Mondays. It's a good okay, whoosh, we're done, moving on.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the call, Steve, especially on a Monday. Steve does business. 2017, I used to be an actor when I was a kid, and I stopped doing that. So
Anything I'd see you did. Oh man, I'm sorry.
my phone just vibrated.
I have to ask. Anything I've seen you in?
No. I'm not an actor anymore for reasons.
Okay. I mean, because I know our buddy Sean. We can hold. He was in. We know we can find the episodes of Zoe 101. He was
Really?
Yeah. So we hold that on him.
My friends were all in shows like that, and I was like the sort of tramp that was inside those friend groups of all these like successful Nickelodeon Disney shows and stuff, and I was the one like going out for auditions for things like that and not getting them because I would show up to them, and like my headshot would have like short hair and I would have long hair in the audition, and that's not really what you're supposed to do. So I didn't really follow the rules a lot. But as of the creativity of it, I consider myself more of like a Sly Stallone, sort of attempt. Like if I was going to be in that industry, I would make my own movie and do my own thing. And this is segueing back to 2017.
That's
trust
fine.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm trusting you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to trust me as well. And this is a part of that, Steve. Diggage. So basically, 2016, some shit went down in my life. Some serious shit.
Did it have anything to do with the Cubs winning the World Series?
Maybe a little bit.
That fucked me.
Me too, man.
Well, I'm sorry about that. It was pretty crazy. And then we put out a record. It started doing really well. Our song started streaming. And dealing with the shit that happened in 2016, I started to, kind of just become a method actor in reality. And that's all I'm going to really say. Because I'm starting to realize how fucking crazy this is starting to sound.
Not
but
really.
That's all right. So, yeah, basically, this song was written about that bullshit that went down that I'm not going to get into. And 2017 was a dramatic time where I was very creative. And that's when I made all the stuff that we're about to put out now in 2021, which is a big gap when you think about it. But
It's a good gap. It's a developmental gap.
yeah, because those songs, we toured, we did things, we've la-di-da'd, this, that, and, made so many different renditions of the songs to get them where they're at and in a comfortable place, and made a lot of new connections, this and that and the other, new relationships, more importantly. Started working with some new people, got a good team together during that time, kind of just like maintained interactions with people that were still into the project, and we still stream every day in most countries, which is awesome, on all the platforms, and that's amazing. And basically, if I would have put the music out when it was written, 2017, maybe 2018, it would not be what it is today. So that's a silver lining of waiting that long, which is pretty awesome, because it would have been like totally naive to put it out sooner. And then, 2020 was the ideal time to do it, but then the fucking pandemic happened, so here we are. and I'm ranting.
No, it's not.
But
It's not you. It's not you.
Is this fidgety motherfucker in the background?
I'm just smelling the wine.
One of the questions I have on an actual serious note is how you were able to build your team and just as you, I'm assuming you started from scratch as far as like, building up both label recognition, blog recognition, things like that, and just building a crew of people to support you and push the material so far has been pretty impressive. So can you lend any insight into how you were able to develop or build your squad?
There have been many renditions of songs, and similar, there have been many renditions of squads, and it's kind of like Battle Royale, You go into one match.
Sorry, I guess.
Where we dropping, boys?
I'm sorry, I got to cut for a minute. I'm trying to fucking do this to Kentucky for fucking like over sniffing the wine. And
No, keep
meanwhile, you're trying to actually explain what
Battle
you're doing,
Royale.
and I'm not taking
No, I was
it
trying.
seriously.
I'm trying to. No, you're fine, Steve.
Okay.
Steve, you're
So
fine.
you're saying Battle Royale, and sorry, please, if you don't mind, continuing.
So you're flying in, Steve. One person's gonna depends on which Battle Royale that you're playing. If you're playing Apex Legends, which is the top-rated Battle Royale in the world, let me tell you, by IGN now.
Okay.
And that's what I play. I play it semi-professionally, Steve. Means I'm like one of the best in the world at this game, Steve.
Oh, is this a video game?
This is a video game.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like a movie.
Battle Royale?
Yeah.
That's a game mode where you're all dropped. It's like Fortnite.
Yeah.
I can't say Fortnite.
I know what I now know what you're talking about, but I was not wasn't
Privy?
Yeah,
Privy?
I was not originally thinking on video game metaphors.
I know. There's tangents, but they do segue.
So, okay,
They do segue.
So-
Everyone's coming in
sorry.
on the dropship, Steve. Everyone's coming in on the dropship, right? Okay. All the squads are in there. It might be squads of 3, might be squads of 2. If you're playing Fortnite, it might be squads of 4. I don't play Fortnite. I just want to let that be known.
Not a baby.
I don't play Fortnite. I want to let that be known. I play Apex Legends.
He's a man.
Apex Legends. There's only squads of 3 or 2.
Okay.
You're coming in with a squad of 3. It's the homies, right? You're flying in. All the squads are in that dropship. They stop drop. Everyone drops out to land on this big map where everyone's gonna fight. Everyone's gonna fight, Steve. And sometimes you hot drop. 2016, we hot dropped.
I roll that by me. Hot drop. What's that?
Hot drop is like a high tier loot area where you know a lot of other squads that are your enemies. Like it's just you and your 2 homies that are with you. You and your 2 homies, and when you die, you're out. When your whole squad dies, you're out. 2016, Steve. Shit! We hot dropped into a high tier loot area. Okay? There's legendary shit in there, Steve. There's gold shit. All right?
Okay.
Which is going to better your odds to win the Battle Royale, Steve. And we hot dropped in 2016. I'll say it again. And sometimes when you hot drop, what did I say, Steve? What did I say about hot drops? There might be. This is not a quiz. I'm just being dramatic. But there might be a lot of other squads there to get that high tier loot because everyone wants it. There's a hot chick. You're all friends. There's only one hot chick. They all want her, and they're, you know what I mean? But what's more important than a hot chick? High tier loot. High tier loot.
About to say self-confidence.
That's that's somewhere around 4th or 5th. High tier loot is number 1. Okay, Steve? It's gonna help you survive the rest of the Royale. It's gonna help you survive. So basically what I was getting at is that you come in with a squad, you might hot drop, and you might all die.
How do you pick your squad?
Carefully. Very carefully. But sometimes you just form a team together and it's just random, you know?
But I mean,
it just randomly
skill
matchmakes.
sets are important. You know, you want to make sure you find
Yeah, that's true. And based off of everyone's stats within the squad, it's going to skill-based matchmake who the other enemies are going to be that you're fighting in that match. So what I'm saying is this segues by there are many different squads. So I'm going to take another sip of the wine so this makes a little more sense. I had a squad. We hot dropped. We all died except for me. And I soloed my way through that. I solo queued my way through that fucking battle royale. And I still won. But I was alone at the end, Steve. I was alone at the end. With the chip. That means championship.
I got you.
Okay. Just got it. He's got it. And then I was like, I need another squad, Steve. To play another fucking match. And hopefully they don't select my character that I play, that I main, you know, because I'm working on the stats. I'm padding the stats, Steve. And if they choose my character, I'm just going to leave. So, luckily, we found a new squad. And nobody chose the same character, even though this one time Kentucky said that he was Tony Stark. And I mean, we're going to forget about that, but we talked about it. He's Bruce Banner.
I'm just Donatello.
Bruce the Punaner.
Yeah. He's got, you know, the Hulk. The Hulk, you know, probably doesn't smell very well when you think about it. And he's smart, but he's also kind of hulkish on the other, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I kind of talk fast sometimes and go on tangents and kind of am like a philanthropist, billionaire sort of thing. Totally.
Nick's rich.
Not really. Kind of, ladies.
Nick's poor.
No. It's a little gray area in between both those.
Nick's doing all right.
I'm doing okay, Mom. I still love you. So, we got a new squad.
Right.
This time, we're not going to hot drop, Steve. We're going to loot on the outside of the big fights and work our way in with ranged weapons. But we're also going to have close range weapons. So, we're going to pop off shields from the outside, you know?
Like a Sun Tzu kind of...
You got it.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to pop off shields from the outside. It's more strategic. Yeah. And then we're going to push when the shields are popped with full shields on us.
Well,
Steve.
doesn't it depend on what your enemy has?
They're going to not have shields anymore because we popped them up.
With arrows?
Steve,
With our ranged weapons.
Steve, oh my God!
Okay, because I've been doing a little bit of a deep dive into the Persian-Greek wars, and that did not happen the way it was supposed to happen,
Well,
based
did
on the
you-
strategy that you said.
We're talking about Apex Legends.
Where they had
We are.
those arrows did not do jack shit against hoplite shields and phalanx.
I'm talking about like high magnetism scout rifles. Popping them a few times, maybe in the chest, maybe
Okay,
in the
now we
leg.
have rifles.
These are rifles
We have guns.
and grenades
We have guns.
What if-
Steve.
and abilities. Steve.
We have guns, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, that person in the background who might sound louder than I do is actually in the background, and that's Kentucky. And
We have guns.
and the secret is that he's always angry.
How did you meet Kentucky?
Here.
Speed round. Hanging out at my house. Tony says he's in this band with this dude named Nick and our friend Davey.
Who's Tony?
Tony is a friend of mine. He's a small Irish man, and and he makes cereal. And so Tony is like, "Hey, I'm in this band. I'm playing bass, and we're gonna come over here and rehearse one day. And you should cover on drums because our drummer is out of town." So I'm like, "For sure." So I cover on drums, and they're like, "Okay, all right, yeah, okay,
We like you.
yeah, we like you."
This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and so now I was in the band, and then
We still like him.
Tony was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna focus on different things, and then we added a different bass player, John Walker, to the group. And that's how we met. And now we're very good friends. We see each other frequently. We bust jokes. We talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You made out once.
One time.
I'm not judging.
I neither deny or I agree with any of that. Except we do crack jokes. We do crack jokes. I don't know if I'm Kentucky's type. That's the real thing. It's more of an insecurity on my side of things.
It's true. Happens to lots of guys.
Yeah, you said self-confidence was up there, but I'm focused on loot, so...
It's like priority number 1 for me, so...
Self-confidence? We are at the Ventura house right now. This is Raina's house. We rehearse here. Thank you, Raina. Shout out Raina. Raina. And she's actually over there. And we used to rehearse at this other place. I used to call it the Oxnard house. And that's where Kentucky used to live.
It's Casa Nelson.
Casa Nelson. And Jerry's there.
And then we stopped hanging out there.
And as shit goes down, shit went down. We're not going to break into it. But now we play here at Raina's house. Shout out Raina. Raina. Hey.
Raina's
Hey.
house. Raina's house.
And we started at the Oxnard house. Kentucky started playing. He was hitting the drums like really fucking hard. It was tight. Vaulted ceilings. And we came here. Way better art everywhere.
Yes.
A whole entire like Ghibli movie collection here, and lots of Wes Anderson's. Just all this common ground, just to feel like you're in the right place at the right time, Steve.
And lower ceilings.
Lower ceilings, so Kentucky started hitting the drums harder at certain times. Then I got tinnitus, and here we are. I don't blame him.
I almost got it the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I was playing drums. We were jamming on some...
Did you get the bubbly sort of thing in your ear? Because I get those things sometimes, like almost like there's water.
Pussies, I'm deaf.
Yeah, he has tinnitus, dude. He's going to regret it later. He's still a young chap.
Yeah.
He's still a young chap.
Whole life is heaven.
I know. Maybe.
What?
Tinnitus is nothing to fuck around with, kids. I'm gonna make this clear.
Wear earplugs, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
that's
this
not
clear.
even like a joke.
Yeah.
This is a very joking, lighthearted
This is the
podcast.
serious section right here. Oh no.
If you're a real musician, you're not gonna wear earplugs.
Don't listen to that. He's green right now, and he's smashing shit. That could hurt you. That could hurt your ears. Love you, Mom. And that could hurt your ears, and you could have a ringing in your ears that will not go away. It's called the phantom noise, and it's not a noise at all. It's your hair cells just like chipping away, losing frequencies, and you're hearing this ringing, this fucking ringing all the time, and it doesn't go away. And we might want to mop. That's what Colton tells me. Mop. And I tried that, and it's funny and all. I'm not sure if it works yet, but I'm trying it. My thing is that I sleep with a fan on. My ringing has gotten that fucking bad in my ears that I sleep with a fan on. And
to drown it out.
Yeah.
I usually sleep with a fan on because it's.
Well, I do
like
it anyways.
Cold, but
well, yeah, I mean that too. But this is like a fucking ground fan, like fucking going, like, yeah. I'm a nerd.
I found you just got to give your ears a break because I noticed.
Oh, totally.
Like you do like live sound mixes, like I do, where I used to do with bigger PAs with rock bands, and I get to notice that like the volume, like the like everything starts going gradually. If you're doing like a festival all day, you notice everything starts going up and up and up, and then you realize you go home and you're trying to listen to something when you're going home, and it's all just. You realize you're turning like twice as loud as it used to because your ears are slowly adjusting to the noise and the constant, threshold of sound. And then you just got to give them a break.
Totally.
So,
let it heal. Let the hair cells
yeah.
just heal up.
Sometimes it's beyond damage, but you just got to like...
I think at our age, we're still fortunate enough to have them repair. And
There's some technology
that's some
coming
wishful
too that's
thinking.
going to help out.
Hopefully, that would be very sick.
What did you guys say?
I feel like
That's my point exactly.
with neuro,
See, you're just making my point.
yeah, looking very hulkish. Yeah, I think things like Neuralink and other boring company like projects and
Also,
inventions can tackle things like
IEMs will be very helpful too. They are very helpful. They've been around for a while now, so that's kind of good.
that. Yeah, I used to sleep with like these like in-ear sort of wrap around the ear sort of things and like watch movies and fall asleep to that for like years on edge, and I think that was a really bad idea. So don't do that either, kids.
So, Kentucky, you asked me to ask a question about music.
What's that? What's music? What's this music stuff you speak of, Steve? Why are you being so mysterious?
I don't know. It's a thing.
Thing you do?
It's supposed to be a human experience of elation and emotional catharsis experience broke down by the ancient Greeks.
I'd have to know what any of that means to know what the hell you're saying.
I mean, hey, I could barely keep up with the giant
Hand?
gamer reference of how to build how to
When you're dropping hot, Steve, there's a lot of risk. The stakes are high.
we okay, but
we got through that.
We got through. Well, yeah, we got through that.
And you can defer back to it.
I'll have
to
to ask somebody else about what the hell that all meant.
as you should.
Yeah. How did you get successful? Well, I played video games.
Yeah, if you drink enough caffeine, anything is possible. You'll be more motivated. That is a guarantee. And more anxious as well.
Okay. How did you get a hold of Kitsune?
Kitsune, going straight for the jugular there, Steve.
Fuck, why not?
Well, I didn't get.
I'm curious.
Well, I don't know if anybody who is listening would know what the hell that even is.
So you can explain.
we might need to get to that point.
You can explain
a little
that
bit.
too. Yeah.
We released the first song, Touch, and we were put on a blog, and the blog was called The Line of Best Fit. And a lot of people look at that blog, apparently. I didn't know this prior to the release, but a lot of people look at that blog. And we were approached by the label Kitsune during the release of that first EP to sign a publishing deal exclusive to France with them. And they work with a bunch of cool artists. They work with Daft Punk. They work with a band that's worked with Daft Punk named Parcels. And we've been on a lot of similar blogs with that band. And that's all really cool. It's kind of the vibe that we want to go for and whatnot. You can put as much money as you want into marketing or into something. You could put $1 million into a song and it still might not do something. At the end of the day, like, it's all about luck. And whether or not you're lucky enough to have a song that's going to have its own sort of trajectory of its own. Because like I said, you can put as much money into anything as you want, and nothing is guaranteed.
That's true.
So the song, it did something for itself. Not in comparison to like major artists, it's not anything insane, but the song got on a good blog and had some attention to it and had a little bit of traction, and we were contacted by a lot of cool people to work with, and Kitsune was one of them. And then we developed a relationship from there, and we're hoping to potentially put out a record with them in the future, which would be awesome.
So they're involved with the new release coming out.
Not as of yet. Not as of any disinterest, but it's just not the time for them to engage yet since the song's not out. They're not really like a premiere based type thing. It's more or less like we're not an artist underneath their label. We're signing exclusive publishing deals with their label. So after this song comes out, then they'll have the opportunity to decide if they want to exclusively publish it or not. But the premiere is something that's exclusive and it takes priority to go with one outlet. And then after that, you basically can approach all of the different outlets and companies that you worked with and see if they want to work with this product or not, this song or not, this record or not. But I really think the full-length record that we want to put out after the EP is something that we intend to work with them on, if and when we're lucky enough to do that. So it's all just been like, fortunate enough to be reached out to because I never have any expectations with the music that I'm putting out. I think that's a good place to be. And at the end of the day, it's just going to speak for itself. You can give it like a good foot to stand on and protect your assets as much as possible, but at the end of the day, it's going to do what it's going to do. And you could just drench it with marketing and PR, and nothing could happen at all. That could happen with this release. There's no entitlement to anything. Anything is a surprise and welcomed. That is positive to grow the project. And that's my $1.50.
You said $1.50?
Yeah, some people say they only give 2 cents.
Yeah.
I'm rich.
All right.
I took that joke from Kentucky. That's what we do, you know? We bounce off with each other.
Yeah.
We bounce off, Steve.
It shows.
Yes.
Like pickleball.
Yes.
Pickleball is important. I bought some pickleball paddles this weekend, actually.
I don't know pickleball.
Well, they were expensive, if anyone's wondering.
I didn't care how much they cost.
Well, now you know if you ever want to pick this up. But yeah, it didn't really matter. Back to that.
Fuck you.
I was surprised. That's all I'm saying. When I saw the price tag on the
sort
paddles.
of the competent. It's like the name drop for rich people. Like, of course,
No,
this is all a joke, but, like,
people are frugal though. Rich people will say that they won't even order like Postmates. A true rich person won't do that.
No. Well, I mean, they usually are fairly self-aware about it. They're self-aware. They're
That's
also
how they became rich.
They're also usually they have enough self-confidence to not want to like show off the money they have.
Totally. That's why we're just fucking around.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a serious note, that is totally accurate.
What is pickleball?
Pickleball is like if you mixed ping pong with tennis. So it's like easy tennis.
Okay, but
you have like this small racket, and then you have like a wiffle ball, and that's what you're playing with. So the racket's smaller, but the ball is bigger, and the court is smaller. And it's all the same rules as tennis, basically. And it's a lot of fun. And
it's like badminton?
Badminton?
Yeah.
No, not really. It's basically like it's tennis, but just like smaller equipment, basically. But a bigger ball, an easier ball, and it's a lot of fun.
Do you find
Different rules here and there.
Balls easier to handle?
I usually can't have a full conversation with this much in my mouth, Steve.
I'm just talking about
handling balls.
Just the way you whack them with the paddle.
Steven. Yeah, it's easier to whack them with a smaller paddle when the balls are bigger because the target is much larger.
Now, when they have holes in them, is that usually that kind of deflates the speed, doesn't it?
Well, you could look at it in a couple different ways.
You said it has a. I'm sorry. You said it was a tennis ball or wiffle ball?
It's a wiffle ball. I only play one person, and we're not going to get into that. But
who do you play?
We're not going to get into that. But I've played Jamie Foxx before at pickleball.
Okay.
He has a very weird style, and looking back, he had a trainer with him, and he was serving to me, and he was serving illegally. Because you have to serve underhand in pickleball. But this guy was serving like horizontally, like fucking slicing and dicing me, and like aiming for my feet, and like, because we play.
How'd you end up playing pickleball with that guy?
Jamie Foxx. We can say his name.
Oh, okay. So we can't get into it.
Well, that's someone that I have played with.
Oh, okay.
The person I've played with more than one person, but there's one person that I mainly play with that we're not going to get into.
Play partners and play parties and all that.
Partner is a good word for it.
Yeah.
It's a great word for it, you know? That's what I like to call it.
You go back, you forth, in and out.
It's very back and forth with this partner.
Uh-huh.
So it makes perfect sense. So basically, the person that I play pickleball with, we were at a pickleball court in Newberry Park off of N2.
They actually have courts for this?
Yeah. This is like a full-on pickleball like center.
Does that feel arbitrary? Because
I don't know. Does it?
Tennis courts are more prominent. Just play tennis.
Are they sized differently?
Yeah, these are like full-on pickleball courts that are only pickleball courts. Sometimes you go to pickleball courts, there's like, it's a tennis court, but there's different lines made and different nets to where you can convert it to pickleball.
Okay, that makes sense. But
this in Newberry Park, these are just pickleball courts. There's tennis courts somewhere in the park area too, but these are just pickleball courts.
Okay.
A lot of pickleball courts. Jamie Foxx was there. I was like, fuck, that's Jamie Foxx. I walk out to him, started a conversation, became best friends. Rest is history.
That's good.
Not best friends, but we've played pickleball.
Can you get him on the show?
Maybe. Anything's possible.
Okay. Well, that's a no then.
That's a very nice way to say no.
Anything's possible. It's just a... fuck it.
Well, it's very much so like he's very different in person. Like when you're seeing him and he's not on, he's like reserved and like
Sounds about right.
he's in like a permanent meditation so that when he needs to be on for his career, he can just become what we know to be. Yeah, what we know to be Jamie Foxx. He can be, and I learned a lot from that just being around him. Mm-hmm. Is that like I don't always necessarily need to be on and like give that energy. But you know, there's not too many like things that I need to turn on for. So maybe I am turning on for the right things. Who the fuck knows? Like I don't have a big fucking Quentin Tarantino film to show up for right now to be like running to meditate all my energy up until that point where I need to turn on. So like right now, maybe I'm on right now and I've been just saving for this moment all week since you called me on Monday. We could have done this way more professionally, but this is a lot better.
Yeah. If you're digging it, I'm fine.
Are you digging it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you want to talk about like the live set or anything? Or
You kind of half in and a half out.
So we have a live set, and we're gonna perform that. Yeah.
All right,
That's a throwback.
Kentucky's.
I like it.
Kentucky's obviously too cool for this, so let me just.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not too cool.
there's just one
He's
more
not.
night.
Anyway,
I saw a podcast that Kentucky was on, and he had short hair, and he looked a lot different,
which one was
and
that?
his voice was even different too. What was that, Kentucky? Can we get a link?
You know,
No, that was the interview for that video. So
oh, you seen the video then?
Saw the video.
http
//bandcamp.band. Yeah.
Everyone got that?
Yes.
I think
Write it down.
Yeah, he even said that on the show.
He remembered it. It's similar to like one of the first commercials I did, which you probably haven't seen me in. It was a Pringles commercial, but I remember my lines.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Hey, wait, you're working on a visualizer, right? For the
It's a lot of rendering,
yes.
but yes, I am.
How's it going?
For the sake of the podcast, it's going fucking tremendous.
Oh, gotcha.
Good use of tremendous, right?
Yes. Tremendous.
Rendering 3D assets is what I do when I'm not Batman or a Ninja Turtle. When I'm not Batman or a Ninja Turtle, I'm rendering 3D assets. Or 2D assets when I'm not rendering 3D assets when I'm not Batman.
Do you
or
find
Ninja
2D
Turtle.
to be superior?
No.
No.
It's only easier. 3D shit is hard, man. You got nodes, you got displacements, you got texture,
You got emotional instability.
emotional instability.
Feelings are involved with
You got
3D.
you got simulation, you got particle simulation, you got gravity simulation, you got Newtonian laws.
But 2D...
You got Newtonian laws.
But 2D is like no muss, no fuss, right?
No, 2D is like a flat image, and like, and 3D's like
No one gets
way different.
No one gets hurt with 2D.
2D is like slapping a black and white filter on everything compared to 3D, Steve.
I mean, I prefer 3D personally.
So then why this whole 2D thing?
Well, because the argument needs to be made in
Why?
defense of 2D. Because a lot of people think that 2D...
Are you playing Ben Shapiro?
No,
Devil's
no.
Advocate?
No, I'm. There's an argument out there, and I usually don't stand. I mean, I usually, I'm open for. There's a lot of arguments I'm down to that are actually arguable and have points. And one of those is like American cheese on a burger versus like not American cheese on a burger. A lot of people. There's a whole debate about that. I'm fascinated by it. Brioche or not brioche on a bun.
Yeah, I could really.
You know what I mean? Those are serious debates that people have points, and certain people take sides on that. And
I could say something about that.
And right now, I'm just going, 2D versus 3D.
I could say something about the cheese though.
Okay, yeah.
I can't eat cheese.
That's true.
Kentucky is not.
Well,
what it
then
is.
you're not an American cheese person.
But get this, you're in a 3D rendering software right? You can export a 2D image from that and then bring that into Photoshop and kind of mess with it a little bit further.
This is true.
And that's a lot of what I do as well. So 3D can be 2D because there are cameras inside of your rendering software.
But it's really harder
It's really hard.
for people to do Futanari's with 3D.
So, yes, I am making a visualette for the song,
Sick.
and it's in 3D.
Sick.
And I use a program called Blender, and it's awesome.
Is that supposed to be used in shows or
It can,
okay?
because you basically just export as an MP4 or whatever type of video file that you want, and it's just a video that can be played on anything. So that would be ideal to have those sort of things like on a big screen at a show and have those sort of. I think that adds a lot of value, production value to shows, and add to the escapism of all of it. But that sort of stuff I want to tackle when there's like bigger shows to be played, if that ever comes back around, like festivals, things that. And I always think overdoing it when you're at a certain, like, I was out at like a bar once and these kids were playing a show, and like, you know, there's obviously only a handful of people in the crowd, but like they did the whole thing where the whole band was playing, and then like they were playing for like the first like 45 seconds of the song, and then the singer came out halfway through the song with sunglasses on and started singing, like, and said hello to everybody. Like, he waited to like do his big like he was fucking Billy Joe Armstrong coming out last at a massive 60,000 attendance fucking Green Day show.
I like that.
And I respect it, but at the same time, I would never do it.
Oh, no.
I would never do it. I like to just the very modest, like, yeah, we're here, like, we're setting our shit up, and then we're doing the thing.
Let's be realistic about what your goals would be for touring when things open up. What do you feel would be a good scale, or what is there a goal that you have for taking this on the road?
Yeah, I mean, we just got an offer for a streaming show via the Troubadour. However that even makes any sense, I'm still not even sure, but we got offered it. But we would like to get out back on the road, as we've once been on before, and play festivals, play shows with big crowds. It'd be awesome to do that again. Set up our own shows with other bands that we like. Make some big dates where a lot of friend bands and such, we all work together to fill the crowds and make something happen out of it. Streaming shows like on Twitch, and other platforms that stream, yada yada, Instagram Live, stuff like that. Just not I don't know, I'm kind of over the grind of doing the whole thing of playing to nobody. Like, I'd rather work hard for 2 months and play one show, working towards marketing that one show and making sure that people are coming, and then playing a sick ass show, rather than just like taking any old fucking show and then playing that. Because I've done that and I'm just not really there for it anymore. Because like, we play music as it is, and I enjoy just doing that, but I don't necessarily enjoy picking it all the shit up and setting it up somewhere else and doing all this shit and then playing it for nobody, which obviously in like the beginning of growing something can happen. I'd rather work really hard to make sure that we're in the right position that we want to be, to make sure that we're playing our music for people, to expose the music to people and like grow like an audience with that. And that's kind of been the go-to for the last couple of years, of actually like prioritizing time in a better way, rather than just getting a band together and tiring them out by playing all these constant things that aren't necessarily excelling the project and making people feel valued and having fun and feel like they're doing something productive. Rather it be like, okay, instead of playing 5 shows this month, we're playing 1 show in 2 months. And then that 1 show, we're all going to work really fucking hard to like get people there, and we're going to make it a special thing. And then 2 months... and make it a great show, because we'll have more time to prepare for the show as well, and make every show kind of special in its own right. And that's kind of, I feel like that's the most productive way to do it for myself personally, to make me feel accomplished at the end of a show, instead of just like playing all these random fucking things that just kind of like never end up going anywhere.
I agree.
Right on. You gonna press physical releases? That's all being taken care of.
I don't know. I mean, it's very possible. I mean, all the options are there, but as of financially going about that right now, I don't know. I mean, put a lot of money into this record just to even see it done as like an art fanatic in a way, just to make sure it's done right with like some good names, and just even mastering it was like a blessing to work with who mastered it. His name's Greg Cowley, and he mastered like all the Tame Impala stuff and a lot of other projects, MGMT, and a lot of bands that I personally look up to, and it's really been cool to work with him. So as of like putting any more money into this EP, I don't fucking know, but it would be sick to have vinyl. It's been considered.
For like a full length.
Yeah. I'm not talking. I'm mostly talking about although I'm hearing that like 7-inch collectibles are kind of cool these days.
For an EP, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really sick actually. Just to even have it for myself would be sick. I mean, we're working on like hoodies, we're working on like T-shirts, things like that. I don't know. We're just trying to get the ball rolling again and see where that goes and what it calls for. Because I don't ever want to like do too much and anymore, I guess. I'm not trying to do too much anymore. I'm trying to like do it responsibly within the means of the project, and like, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're running out of time here, so I want to thank you in Kentucky for
Thank you so much for having us.
putting on getting this all arranged, and
Thanks, Steve.
happy to help you with promoting this where I can, and
That is very much appreciated.
yeah.
Yeah, we got the song coming out, or it has come out by this point that you're hearing it, and you can Google Paloma Lips, or you can put that in your Spotify or your Apple Music or whatever you listen on, and you can find it, and you can listen to it, and look out for more music in the future.
Yes.
That was way too professional right there.
Yeah, well, we had to at one point. Anyway,
Just
thanks
to
for
reel it in.
coming.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Sure. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Steve.